This is Retro Sports Radio. Visit RetroSeasons.com for more sports history.
The Chicago Cubs faced the New York Mets at Shea Stadium for a Monday evening game on September 28, 1970. The Cubs were in second place in the National League East, but were all but eliminated at 4.5 games behind the Pirates with 5 games remaining. They were managed by Leo Durocher, who brought the team out of the cellar in the 1970s, but were unable to finish any better than second or third place in the past 4 years. The Mets were managed by Gil Hodges and were coming off their miracle season in 1969. They were in third place in the National League East, right behind the Chicago Cubs. This audio recording is from the Mets radio broadcast featuring announcers Lindsey Nelson, Ralph Kiner, and Bob Murphy.
You hear all the New York Mets games at home or away night and day on your New York Mets baseball station, WKHJ FM in Saratoga Springs, New York.
Chicago Cubs get ready to start a 4-game series. The battle for second place and the standings of the Eastern Division in the National League. Both the Mets and the Cubs were very much in the running throughout the season. But yesterday, the Pittsburgh Pirates clinched the pennant in the Eastern Division of the National League. So now the battle is for second place. The Chicago Cubs currently are in second place, 1 full game ahead of the New York Mets. And so the starting pitchers here tonight for the New York Mets, right-hander Gary Gentry, or the Chicago Cubs, left-hander Ken Holtzman. So on a pleasant night for baseball, New York Mets getting set to play their last series of the season. The Mets have a record of 81 wins and 77 losses. The Cubs have won 82 and lost 76. The Mets 1 game back of the Cubs. And the Mets will have to win 3 out of 4 to tie the Cubs for second place. The difference for each player will be approximately $500 or $600. The difference in finishing second or finishing third in the Eastern Division. Here at Shea Stadium, the Cubs have won 4 of the 6 ball games played, while the Mets hold the overall record of 9 wins against 5 losses against Chicago. Well, now as the shortstop Don Kessinger comes to the batter's box, here for the play-by-play, Lindsey Nelson. Thank you very much, Ralph Cannon. Hello, everybody. Don Kessinger, switch-hitting shortstop, the National League's all-star shortstop, is hitting .269 for the year. He has 1 home run and 38 runs batted in. He's facing Gary Gentry, who has a record of 9 wins and 9 losses. Joe Foy at third moves in on the edge of the grass. Jerry Grody sends out the sign for the first pitch of the ball game, and it's on the way. High and away for ball 1. Ron Sanzo, the captain and third baseman of the Chicago Cubs, is not in the lineup here tonight. He's running a temperature. Here's a pitch that is in for a called strike. And Tommy Agee was posted in the lineup initially for the New York Mets here tonight, but he was removed when it was discovered he also was running a temperature. Here's a swing out of fly ball into center, and Leroy Stanton moves over, and Stanton makes the catch. Kessinger has slide to center. Then Becker's coming up. Becker's hitting .292. He has 3 homers and 37 runs batted in. Second place is still in the balance here. If it were not for that fact, if the final order of finish had already been determined, here's the pitch outside, then we would see all sorts of young ball players in these lineups. But both managers are keeping the veterans in an effort to nail down second place. That's a pitch in for a called strike. It's 1-1. Waiting on deck is Billy Williams. Gentry offers a 1-1 pitch. Swung on and punched to first. He's out. A line drive to Don Clemson at first base. A soft liner just punched out there by Glenn Beckert, who reached across the plate. Billy Williams is coming up, third leading batter in the National League. Williams is hitting .326. He has 42 home runs and 129 runs batted in. It's been a great year for Billy Williams, left-hand batter. That's in for a called strike. 2 men out, nobody on base. Tommy Davis, a former Met, is swinging a bat on deck now for the Chicago Cubs. That's high and away for a ball. It's 1-1. The Chicago Cubs are in second place by virtue of having won yesterday while the Mets were losing. Here's a pitch swung coaching lines, it's Peanuts Lowry at third for the Cubs, and Joey Amalfitano is on the lines at first base. This is a 1-2 delivery. Swung on it on the ground and at second base. It's taken by Wayne Garrett on the outfield grass. He goes to Clendenon in time, and the side is retired. Nothing across. In the middle of the first, the score is the Cubs nothing, and the Mets coming to bat. Now in the bottom of the first inning, it's left-hander Kenny Holtzman to pitch for the Chicago Cubs. He has a record of 17 wins and 11 losses. Kenny Holtzman against the Mets this year has won none and lost 2. His lifetime record against them is 4 wins and 8 losses. And Leroy Stanton is coming up. He spent most of his season at Tidewater in the International League, the Mets AAA Farm Club. He's been up 3 times since he was brought up at the close of the season without a hit. He's a right-hand batter, Leroy Stanton. Holtzman delivers his first pitch, and it's low and away. Going all the way back off the glove of Hundley. On the coaching lines for the Mets, Eddie Yost is at third, and Yogi Berra is the coach at first. It's a fall night here at Shea Stadium. Pleasantly cool. Here's the 1-0 delivery. Swung on it in the air to deep right field. Way back. Going back to Billy Williams to the track. And he drops the ball. Stanton is at second base. He's on his way to third. Here's Beckett relay across to Adams. Stanton is safe at third as the ball hits him in the head. He is stretched out now on his back across the bag. The relay from Beckett took a hop and hit Stanton in the head. He had lost the helmet on the stretch, so he was hit on the bare head. Trainer Tom McKenna's out to see about him now, and here comes Jill Hodges. Stanton hit that ball way back out in right. Billy Williams went across the warning track, got to the wall, had his hands on the ball, but dropped it. And so Stanton was already approaching second. He came on to third, and Becker took the relay from Williams. The ball took one hop and hit Stanton in the head. That will bring up Wayne Garrett. It scored as a triple for Leroy Stanton. A triple. He is still being attended. So Leroy Stanton has cashed in his first Major League base hit, a 3-bagger. Yogi Berra, Don Clendenon have all gone there to see about the condition of Stanton. He started the ball game in place of Tommy Agee after Agee had been examined by Met team physician Dr. Peter Lamont, who had determined that he was running a temperature and suggested that he be pulled out of the lineup. Will be here again tomorrow afternoon. Or rather tomorrow night, I beg your pardon. A night game on Tuesday night, tomorrow night. A stretcher is being brought out now. The ground crew is bringing out a stretcher. Stanton went sliding into the bag. The ball hit him as he dipped into the slide, and then having arrived at the bag, he then keeled over. He is now getting to his feet, and the stretcher is going to be taken off. Unused. Clendenon has a towel there, and he is sort of brushing Stanton off. Hodges starts back to the dugout, then turns and looks back over his shoulder. Tom McKenna, the trainer, now is leading Stanton off the field. Off under his own power with Tom McKenna holding him firmly by the left arm, and Rod Gasper is coming out to replace him. So Rod Gasper replaces Leroy Stanton, who is credited with a triple and leaves the game. Now Wayne Garrett's coming up. We're in the bottom of the first inning, no score. Runner at third, nobody out for the Mets. Wayne Garrett's playing second base tonight. Hitting .252, 11 homers, and 41 runs batted in. Left-hand pitcher facing him. Inside for a ball. Garrett has scored 30 runs in his last 31 games. Holtzman takes the sign from Randy Hundley. Here's the 1-0 delivery. Low and inside for a ball. It's 2-0. Leon Jones swinging a bat out there on deck. Wayne Garrett's at the plate, and his older brother, Adrian Garrett, is playing third base for the Chicago Cubs. Adrian Garrett was at one time with the New York Mets in spring training. Tonight he is at third base in place of Ron Santo for the Chicago Cubs. With an eye on young brother Wayne Garrett, who has a 2-0 count at the plate just now. And with the pitch, it's high and tight. The count goes 3-0. The Mets with a record of 81 wins and 77 losses. The Cubs have won 82, lost 76. They're one game ahead of the Mets. 3-0 pitch. He's taking it in there. Called strike. 3-1. This is the same umpiring crew that worked the Pittsburgh New York series just completed in Pittsburgh. It's a hand-picked umpiring crew put together for the crucial series here at the finish of the season. Inside a walk. Garrett goes to first. Gasper running for Stanton is at third, and Cleon Jones is coming up. He's hitting .277. He has 10 homers and 63 runs batted in. The Cubs are playing an infield of Jim Hickman at first base, Glenn Beckett at second, Don Kessinger at short, Adrian Garrett at third. Tommy Davis is in left, Joe Pepitone is in center, and Billy Williams is around in right. Left-hander with a pitch to Jones, and it's in there for a called strike. Pittsburgh Pirates are not playing tonight. They moved to St. Louis for 3 games to close the season. Here's a swing and a ground ball to deep short. Kessinger up, goes to Beckett. That's one. Throw to first. A double play and a run scored. Leon Jones has hit into yet another double play, and by the way, this year he has set a Mets club record for hitting into double plays. No run batted in there. The Mets go out in front by a score of 1-0. Don Clendenin's coming up. Clendenin has had 93 runs batted in this year. The Mets club record is 94, set by Frank Thomas in 1962. Pitch to the right-hand batter. Swung on and hit deep to right field, but moving over is Billy Williams. He has it lined up in the track and makes the catch. So the side is out. 1 run on 1 hit, a walk, no errors, and none left. At the end of an inning, the score is the New York Mets 1 and the Chicago Cubs 0. Keep in mind that the New York Mets and the Chicago Cubs will be meeting here again tomorrow night. It's going to be Jerry Koosman pitching for the New York Mets against Milt Pappas of the Chicago Cubs. Then there'll be a Wednesday afternoon game here between the Mets and the Cubs. And then comes Thursday night. That is the season's finale here at Shea. It's the final game of the year for the New York Mets. It's fan appreciation night as well. There'll be an early start. The game will start at 7:05. 7:05 p.m. is the starting time on Thursday night for the finale between the New York Mets and and the Chicago Cubs here at Shea Stadium in the battle for second place in the standings of the National Division, Eastern Division. Gasper stays in the ballgame for the Mets in center field. Now Tommy Davis is coming up. Tommy Davis is coming up for the Chicago Cubs. There's a pitch that's low for a ball. Tommy Davis. And the pitch in there for a called strike. It's 1-1. Swinging a drive foul on the left field line and out of play. It's 1-2 now to Tommy Davis. He's hitting .280. He has 4 homers and 35 runs batted in. The Cub third baseman here tonight is Paul Popovich. Paul Popovich, who will be batting number 7 in the batting order. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And it's low and away for a ball. It's 2-2. Jim Hickman leaning on the bat in the on-deck circle. And the 2-2 delivery. Fired outside. It's full at 3-2 to Tommy Davis. Gary Gentry. Here's the Met pitcher. Against the Cubs this year, he's won 1 and lost 1. Well, he fires high and walks Tommy Davis. So Davis goes to first base, and it's Jim Hickman coming up. Hickman's hitting .317. He has 32 homers and 115 runs batted in. What a year Jim Hickman has had for the Chicago Cubs. Breaking pitch low and away. As Leo DeRocher said at one point during the course of the season, there were many occasions when Jim Hickman carried this club on his back, and did he ever. There's nobody out. Davis leads at first. 1-0 pitch, and it's hit on the ground at third. Joe Foy has it. He goes to Wayne Garrett. There's one throw to first. Double play. A 5-4-3 double play pulled off for the Mets. Joe Foy to Wayne Garrett to Don Glenn. A 5-4-3 double play. Nobody on base, and Joe Pepitone is coming up. Pepitone is hitting .258. He has 25 homers and 77 runs batted in. Joe Pepitone gets a mixed greeting here at Shea Stadium. One-time outfielder and first baseman for the New York Yankees. Then to the Houston Astros. Then to the Chicago Cubs. Pitch is high for a ball. In the season series between these two teams, the Mets have won 9 and the Cubs have won 5. This game is a makeup of a game previously rained out in Chicago. Here's a swing and a foul ball. Off and out of play. Retrieved for the plate umpire, who is Ed Vargo. Paul Popovich, the third baseman, is on deck. Paul Popovich, a switch hitter. Garrett at third, as we've been previously reported, with Popovich in place of Santo. Here's a 1-1 delivery. Six-swing foul ball off and out of play. 1-2 now to Pepitone. Adrian Garrett is here. He's with the Chicago Cubs, but he's not in the lineup. It is Popovich who's playing third base in place of Santo, the field captain. 1-2 is the count now. And the pitch. Low for a ball. It's 2-2. his little chopping stroke and get the ball fouled off. So it's 2-2. Now the 2-2 delivery. Fastball high and away, and it's out for it. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the payoff pitch. Fouled off and out of play. Might have been out of the strike zone. The count remains full. Epitone is back in and waiting. Here's the payoff pitch. Swung on it on the ground, deep first, big hop to Clendenin. He races for the bag unassisted, and the side is retired. So it's no run, no hits, no errors, a walk and none left. In the middle of the second inning, the score is the Mets 1 and the Cubs nothing. The Mets are leading 1-0, and Ron Swoboda, right-hand batting right fielder, is up to lead off, hitting .228 with 9 homers and 40 runs batted in. Left-hander Ken Holtzman into the motion. Here's the pitch, and it's low for a ball. 1-0. Joe Foy is now on deck. Here's a swing and a base hit across the back and third, down the line and left. Swoboda around first, on his way to second. Tommy Davis up with the ball, plays it into third. At second, Swoboda standing with a double. So Ron Swoboda has opened up with a ground double over the bag at third, and Joe Foy will be the batter for the Mets. Hitting .239, he has 6 homers and 37 runs batted in. By the way, if you're thinking of starting up a savings or a checking account, drop into any convenient Chase Manhattan branch. Remember, you got a friend at Chase Manhattan. Member FDIC. Paul Popovich at third, dive for that ground ball. It was between him and the bag. Here's a swing and a ground ball. Puts up Swoboda. Kessinger one-handed it. Placed the first in time. Swoboda moves over to third on the infield out. Kessinger moves swiftly to his left, and with a thrust of the glove, came up, threw on to first in time to get Foy. So now the Mets have a runner at third with 1 man out, and Jerry Grody is up. Grody is a right-hand batting catcher. He's hitting .257. He has 2 home runs and 34 runs batted in. He takes a look down at the sign man, Eddie Yost at third base. Here's a swing and a foul ball back and out of play. We have a report now from the Mets clubhouse on the condition of Leroy Stanton, Met outfielder who was hit on the head by a thrown ball in the first inning. Dr. Peter Lamont has examined Stanton in the clubhouse, and he is reported to be resting and okay. It'll be a strike one pitch to Grody. The Cubs have the infield in to try to choke off the run at the plate. That's low for a ball. It's 1-1. This will be a 1-1 delivery. Kenny Holtzman taking his time from Randy Hundley, and the pitch is on the way. It's high and away for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. Ron Swoboda leads down the line from third. Holtzman's pitch. In for a call strike to Grody. It's 2-2. The Cubs have an infield of Jim Hickman at first, Glenn Beckert at second, Don Justice at short, Paul Popovich at third. Now Grody settles himself back in. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled on the left field line, out of play. it back in. This will be a 2-2 delivery. Jody, a little tired of waiting, steps back out of the batter's box. Now he's back in. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Fouled off. Count holds at 2-2. Offers 2-2. On the ground, back toward the mound. A play at the plate. Holtzman fires. He is out at the plate. Jody on at first base as the play goes 1-2. It was just dribbled to the third base side of the mound. Holtzman came down off the mound. Swoboda was coming all the way. Play was made to Hunter, who made the tag on Swoboda. Jody, of course, on the field is short. Two men are out. Mets are still leading 1-0. Harrelson's coming up. Is a switch hitter batting right. Hitting .242. He had 1 home run and 42 runs batted in. Popovich moves up even with the bag at third. Hickman holds against Grody at first. Ball is bunted up the third base line, and it's going to be played by Holtzman, and it is out at first base. Close play. Bang play. Harrelson thought he had it beat. Al Marling made the call. Almost butted his way on, but not quite. No runs are hit, no errors, and 1 left. At the end of 2 full innings of play, the score is the Mets 1 and the Cubs nothing. Here at Shea Stadium in New York, the New York Mets have a 1-run lead as the Cubs come up in the third. And here for the play-by-play, Ralph Kiner.
Thank you, Lindsey Nelson, and hi, everyone. And going to the top of the third, the Mets 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and Chicago, no runs, no hits, no errors. Popovich playing at third base will be the leadoff batter for Gary Gentry, and the first pitch is line to center, a base hit. So Popovich playing because Sano has a fever and is not able to play. Singles on his first pitch. Popovich batting .251 for the season. He's been up 171 times. So the Cubs get their first hit, and they have the time run at first with no one out here in the top of the third, and the batter coming up, the catcher Randy Utley. A right-hand batter hitting .242. He has played in only 70 games this year. He missed the early part of the season with a bad knee. Also had a finger broken in spring training. Popovich, good speed at first base, and Gentry from the set position. And the pitch. Breaking ball, swung on a miss, strike 1. Got a run in the first inning when Leroy Stanton tripled off the glove of the right fielder Billy Williams. He was hit in the head by the throw to third base and was taken out of the ball game, and Rod Gasper replaced him, and Rod scored on a double play pulled off by the Cubs on a ball hit by Cleon Jones. Now the next delivery low, and the count 1 ball, 1 strike. Gentry with a record of 9 wins and 9 losses. Lifetime, he has won 22 and lost 21 in the major leagues. And the right-hander's 1-1 delivery. Change up, it's in the air to center. Gasper going back, he has a lot of room, and he makes the catch. And Popovich halfway down toward second base, moves back to first. That'll bring up Ken Holtzman with 1 away. Holtzman has been up 103 times. He has had 21 bases, batting .204. He has driven in 6 runs, and he has had 5 extra base hits, all doubles. 103 times to the plate. Now Gentry not not delivering the ball, and Clendenin breaking off the bag was about halfway to home plate when Gentry stepped back off the pitching rubber. Ferguson Jenkins has been up 109 times. Here's the pitch. It's inside a ball. Holtzman in bunting position. And it's ball one. That's a lot of time to the plate. Seaver has been up 95 times, the most of any Met pitcher. Now bunt in the air, and the ball is caught by Clendenin in the air. 2 men away. Gentry was going to let the ball drop, but Clendenin came over the top of his glove and caught it in the air, and Gentry seems to be unhappy about the play. Gentry, I believe, preferred to let the ball drop and take his chances of picking up a reverse double play by throwing to first base, getting the batter, and then hoping to get the runner in the rundown between first and second. A play that Tom Seaver has pulled off successfully a couple of times. Now with 2 men out, a runner at first. Don Kessinger coming up for the second time. He popped to short his first time up. Kessinger batting left-handed, and the first pitch in there for a called strike. Strike one. Kessinger's hitting .269 for the year. Batting .278 left-handed and .239 right-handed. He was converted to the left-hand side. A fastball by Gentry inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, this year, Kessinger batting better left-handed than he did right. He has been up 123 times from the right-hand side. Now a swing and a foul back in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Paul Popovich on at first base. 2 men out. We're in the top of the third. The Mets are leading 1-0. Gary Gentry, the catcher. And Gentry from the set position. And the pitch to Kessinger, a change curve hit in the air. An easy chance for Rod Gasper, the center fielder. He moves over to his left side, makes the catch, and it retires the side. No runs, 1 hit. No errors, a man left at first, and the score in the middle of the third. The Mets won, the Cubs nothing. Mets have 1 run and 2 hits. Cubs have no runs, 1 base hit. Gentry has been up 58 times. He has had 4 hits. Right-hand batter. Holtzman, a left-hand pitcher. Ken has a record of 17 wins, 11 losses this year. And the first pitch to Gentry. Foul back into the stands. Strike 1. This year in the road drew 1,668,911. Overall, they have drawn 4,262,679. That's an all-time record for a New York team for total attendance in one season. Now, swing of the fastball at strike 2. 2 strike count. Mets would have to average a little over 43,500 in their remaining 4 games to set the all-time record for home attendance, which was set by the Dodgers back in 1962. Now pitch high, and they count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Dodgers in 62 playing in the Coliseum, which held over 90,000 people. Now a swing and a miss, and Gentry is stuck up. Pardon me, they played in Dodger Stadium in 62. Played in the Coliseum in 58 and 59. Brings up Rod Gasper. Rod batting for the first time. Rod replacing Leroy Stanton, who tripled and was hit on the back of the head by a thrown ball. Leroy out of the ball game, but Westing is all right in the clubhouse. Gasper batting right-handed against the left-hander. He has yet to have a base hit in 10 times up since coming up from the minor leagues. The first pitch is fouled into the Met dugout. It's strike 1. Was the first year that the Dodgers played in their ballpark in Chevis Ravine. High foul ball on the first base side, going over Hickman by the railing, and he makes the catch, and Gasper's out. 2 men away, and it brings up Wayne Garrett. Wayne walked in the the 3-1 pitch his first time up. Garrett batting .252. Garrett playing second base tonight with a left-hander going. Joe Foy playing third base. Ken Holtzman on the mound. The Mets leading 1-0. 2 men out, bottom of the third inning. And the first pitch is a curve, too low, and it's a ball. Holtzman into the windup and the 1-0 pitch. Again a breaking ball. It's inside. 2 balls, no strikes. Garrett has had 11 home runs this year. Last year he had 1. He has driven in 41 runs. The 2-0 delivery hit deep to right field. Going back to the warning track is Billy Williams. And Williams makes the catch, and that retires the side. 1-2-3 for Ken Holtzman, the first time he has retired the Mets in order. And the score at the end of 3. The Mets won, the Chicago Cubs nothing. We're going to the top of the 4th. The Mets leading 1-0, and the Cubs coming up. First batter for Chicago will be their second baseman, Glenn Becker. Glenn hit a soft line drive to first base his first time up. On the mound for the Mets, Gary Gentry has given up a base hit through his first 3 innings. A single by Paul Popovich to center field. The first pitch, ball 1. Beckert has struck out 22 times this year. The last 2 years, he has been the toughest National League batter to strike out. Now a pitch outside, ball 2. Matty Alou, with only 3 games to play, has struck out 18 times this year. So Beckert probably will not hold that honor this year. 2 balls, no strikes. And the pitch. Down low on the count, 3-0. Gentry has walked 1 batter, Tommy Davis, but a double play erased him from first base. Cubs have had 2 base runners. The Mets have had 3. Now the pitch in for a called strike at 3-1. Beckert batting .292. 3 home runs, 37 RBI. And the 3-1 delivery. Swung on and fouled straight back against the screen. Count goes to 3-2. Joe Amalfitano, the coach at first base for the Cubs. Venus Lowry, the coach at third base. Beckert stepping out of the batter's box. Now back in. He chokes up in the bat about 2 inches. 3-2 pitch. Hit out to center, and Gasper with another chance. Rod under the ball, and he makes the catch. Third put out for Rod Gasper brings up Billy Williams. Billy walked. Grounded out to second base his first time up. Williams is currently tied at his own one-season career high with 203 hits. Did that back in 1965. And the first pitch by Gentry, high and outside, ball 1. Billy Williams needs only 3 more hits to have 1,000. There's a ground ball down to Clendenin. He fights it and comes up with it, throws over to Gentry covering it first for the out. Good play by Clendenin as he battled that ball, went down to 1 knee and came up with it. So 2 away, and it brings up Tommy Davis. Tommy walked his first time up. Batting at .280 for the season. He has 4 home runs, 35 RBIs. Tommy Davis, right-hand batter. Gentry's pitch, fastball, and Davis with a hard swing, missing strike 1. Mets leading 1-0. 2 men out, top of the 4th inning. The 1 strike pitch, fastball foul back. And the count, strike 2. Cubs had to finish on on the road this year, 14 games. They have won 5 and lost 5 with 4 more to go here at Shea. There's a 2-strike pitch. Just low in the count, 1-2. They opened up in Montreal, won 3 out of 4. Then went to St. Louis, won 1 out of 3. Breaking ball outside the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. At Philadelphia, they won 1 out of 3. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Gary Gentry working to Tommy Davis. And the pitch. It is line to right, a base hit. Ron Svoboda fielding the ball in right field, and the Cubs with the time run at first base with Truman away and Jim Hickman coming up. Second hit off Gary Gentry. Hickman hit into a double play his first time up. Ronning to the third baseman, Joe Foy. Jim batting for the right-hand side. Has 32 home runs, 115 RBIs, and an average of 317. And the pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt, ball 1. Jim Hickman's biggest moment as a New York Met player was when he had 3 home runs in 1 ball game against the St. Louis Cardinals. Now the 1-0 pitch, breaking ball down low, 2 balls, no strikes. San Francisco did not score in the top of the first inning. They're playing at Houston. Houston now coming up. San Francisco a game up, and the Dodgers fighting for second place. There's a ground ball down toward short, cut off by Foy to throw to second base for Wayne Garrett in time for the 4th play to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on, and the score. At the end of 3.5 innings, the Mets won, the Chicago Cubs nothing. First batter for the Mets will be their left fielder, Cleon Jones. Cleon hit into a double play his first time up, and on the double play, Mets got their first run and only run of the ball game. Mets have 1 run on 2 hits. They've made no errors. The Cubs have no runs and 2 hits, and they've made no errors. Cleon hitting .277, 10 home runs, 63 RBI. Ken Holtzman, a left-hander going for the Cubs, and his first pitch to Cleon. It is low, ball 1. Cleon will be followed by Don Clendenin and Ron Svoboda. Now Holtzman back in the 1-0 pitch. It is inside, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Makes the call and catch, and Cleon is out. That is Cleon's 500th time to the plate. Official times at bat. He has 138 hits. Now Don Clendenin, the batter. Clendenin flied out to right on his first pitch, his first time up. American League, Minnesota will be playing Baltimore in the championship playoffs. First pitch is swung on and fouled over toward the Met dugout, strike 1. Minnesota tuning up for that playoff, defeating Kansas City 1-0. Tom Hall, the winning pitcher, his record 11-6. Baranowski in the 9th inning in relief. Now strike 2. Losing pitcher was Drago. His record 9-15, no home runs. On the American League schedule, Chicago also playing against California. Next pitch rounded toward third, taken by Paul Popovich as he moves to his left to throw to first base, gives the Cubs their second out. That's leading 1-0 with Ron Svoboda coming up. In the National League, San Francisco, nothing. Houston, nothing after 1. Ron Bryant pitching for the Giants, he's 5-7. Jack Dillingham pitching for Houston, his record 12-9. San
would be the 5th year that they have finished second in a row. They're one game up in the Dodgers. Dodgers not playing tonight. Ron Travolta hit a curveball down the left field line for a base hit. A two-base hit his first time up. But now he hits a high fly ball to shallow left. It's up there. Coming in is Tommy Davis. He's under the ball, and he makes the catch, and the Pirates retired in order. 9 in a row for Ken Holtzman, and the score at the end of 4. The Mets won, the Chicago Cubs nothing.
This is Lindsey Nelson with Bob Murphy and Ralph Kiner at Shea Stadium in New York, and Joe Pepitone is up for the Cubs in the top of the 5th. Gary Gentry's pitch is outside for a ball. Pepitone's been up one time, and he grounded out to first base unassisted. The New York Mets are leading by a score of 1-0. Joe Foy is on the edge of the infield grass. Gentry's pitch curveball down low. It's 2-0. The Mets got their run in the first inning. The runners at first and third. Cleon Jones hit into a double play, and Gasper, running for Stanton, scored from third. That's the only run that has crossed the plate in this ball game. Stanton had triple leading off for the Mets and was injured, and he was hit by a thrown ball. Swinging a foul ball back at first. Spinning Joey Amalfitano around. He's the coach down there at first. 2-1. Well, Popovich is on deck for the Chicago Cubs. High in the air to short right field. Moving up is Ron Swoboda. He's underneath and waiting for the towering pop fly, and he makes the catch. Popovich is coming up. He's been up one time, and he had a base hit. He is a switch hitter, batting left against right-hander Gary Gentry. Popovich is playing third base here in place of Ron Santo tonight. Hit the deep first. It's a fair ball. Clendenon playing to Gentry in time. A 3-1 play for the out. Al Barley making the fair ball call down there on the ground ball smashed hard back to first. 2 away. Catcher Randy Hundley has been up one time, and he flied out to center field. Cubs are batting in the top of the 5th inning. Missed a good part of the season with a broken hand. The pitch is low and away, misses everything, comes all the way back. Count is 1-0. Delivery. High and tight for a ball. It's 2-0. Sends out the sign. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Now right off the end of the bat, it goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. Finally moving back into the batter's box. Gentry's 2-1 delivery. Swung on and missed. A high, hard one, and it's 2-2. This will be a 2-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled on the left field line. A breaking pitch out of play. Now continues 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Chicago pitching coach came down with a heart seizure about a month ago. Herman Franks was signed on as a coach by the Cubs. That pitch is outside. It is a walk. The second given up by Gentry. Hundley goes to first, and pitcher Kenny Holtzman's coming up. So Herman Franks is in uniform down there at the corner of the Cubs dugout. Long the San Francisco Giants, finished second 4 years. Meanwhile, Joe Becker recovered and came back. Breaking pitch, swung on and missed, strike one. Holtzman's went up one time, tried to sacrifice and instead popped up. Hitting .202 for the year. Hundley leads at first. Here's a swing and a miss. It's strike two. Don Kessinger's on deck. The Mets are leading the Cubs 1-0. Cubs are batting in the top of the fifth inning. It'll be an 0-2 delivery. It's on the way. Right over the top of his head and glove by a big thrust to the glove of Jerry Grody. To drag that one in. 1-2. Giants and Houston, no score in the second inning now. Ronnie Bryant against Jack Billingham. Curveball a little high. 2-2. The American League, the Minnesota Twins beat Kansas City 1-0. Tom Hall got the win. Dick Drago took the loss. The White Sox are at California in a later start. This will be a 2-2 pitch. Swung on and popped up to shortstop. Harrelson's there on the outfield grass. He makes the catch. It's no run throw. It's to walk and one left. In the middle of the fifth inning, the score is the Mets 1 and the Cubs nothing. Joe Foy has been up one time and he grounded out. Short to first. Mets are batting in the bottom of the fifth inning now. Kenny Holtzman, the pitcher tonight for the Chicago Cubs, has a season's record of 17 wins and 11 losses. He's trying for a career high in victories in one season. 1969, he won 17, lost 13. It's in for a called strike. Again, Randy Hundley sends the sign out. And the pitch breaks in there for a called strike two to Joey Foy. The Mets have had 2 hits, and so have the Chicago Cubs. The Chicago Cubs, starting play tonight, had a 1-game lead over the New York Mets. This is a 4-game series. The Mets have to take 3 of the 4 in order to finish second, ahead of the Chicago Cubs and the standings of the National Division, the National League East. Here's a swing and a foul ball off and out of play. It's 1-2. Major League record in paid attendance for a season is 2,755,184. As you've been told, that was the attendance of the 1962 Dodgers. It included 2 playoff games against the Giants that year. As they finished in a tie at the end of the regular season. Here's a swing and a miss. Holtzman gets his second strikeout. Foy swinging. Grody's coming up now. He's been up one time and was on a fielder's choice, and he dribbled the ball to the left side, and Swoboda, who had opened with a double and gone to third on an infield out, was thrown out at the plate. But the New York Mets need just 26,859 to match the record for second highest paid attendance in a season in the Major League. 9 away for a ball. That was the 1948 season in Cleveland. Cleveland Indians. Had fantastic attendance all year long. The Mets are just 26,859 short of that mark. That was Bill Beckstein. in for a call strike, managed by a fellow who is working just next door, Lou Boudreau, one of the broadcasters now for the Chicago Cubs. Lou has recently been inducted into the Hall of Fame. 1-1 pitch. Hit on the ground to short. A big hop up to Don Kessinger. Across to Hickman. Brody is out, 2 away. That'll bring up Bud Harrelson. He's been up one time, tried to bunt his way out, and on a bang-bang play at first base, he was called out. Hitting .242 for the season. The Mets are batting in the bottom of the 5th inning. They are leading in this game by a score of 1-0. Looks in to get a sign from Randy Hundley. Into the motion. Here's the pitch, and it's on away for a ball. It's 1-0. Gary Gentry wearing the jacket there tonight on deck. It's a night for a jacket. Here's a swing. Pitch it's in for a called strike. It's 1-1. And the Cubs here again tomorrow night, and on Wednesday afternoon, and then the finale on Thursday, a 7:05 start here at Shea Stadium. That's in for a call strike. It's 1-2. Last year, the New York Mets finished with a 2-game set against the Cubs at Wrigley Field. When the Mets got there, everything had already been settled. The Mets had already won, and the Cubs had already clinched second place. 1-2 pitch. Inside, 2-2. The Pirates finished 3rd last year, and the St. Louis Cardinals finished 4th. The Phillies were 5th, and Montreal was 6th. Here's the 2-2 delivery. Swung on and on the ground, foul just back at 3rd. Hammered hard on the ground, but out of play. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Giants didn't score. In the top of the 2nd, Houston coming to bat. No score in that ball game. Giants now 1 game ahead of the Los Angeles Dodgers in the National League West. Giants are in 2nd place. The Dodgers are in 3rd place. 2-2 delivery. Hit on the ground to 3rd. Paul Popovich is up with it. Plays it across in time to Hickman, and the side is out in order. Nothing across, and at the end of 5 full innings of play, the score is the Mets 1 and the Cubs nothing. Joe Foy moves up to the edge of the infield grass and now onto the grass. Against the ability of Kessinger to lay that ball down. Nice baseball. Quiz is on the message board and right. Here's a pitch, low for a ball. The quiz, can you identify the player who hit the first pinch homer in World Series history? Can you identify the player who hit the first pinch homer in World Series history? There's a pitch inside. It's 2-0. The answer will be posted on the message board in the bottom half of the inning. Be a 2-0 delivery. Low for a ball. It's 3-0 to Kessinger. You know, the National League went a long time before there was ever a National League Grand Slam homer in a World Series. A long, long time. 3-0 pitch to Kessinger. It's outside, so it's the leadoff walk. That's the 3rd walk issued by Gentry. Gives the Cubs the tying run at first with nobody out, and Glenn Becker's coming up. He has lined out to first and slide to center so far. The people of Rhinegold remind you that a beautiful America is up to you. Please don't litter. The first time that the National League ever had a Grand Slam homer in the World Series was 1962. Chuck Hiller of the San Francisco Giants did it. He now manages the Mets Tidewater team in the International League. The pitch to Beckert is low for a ball. And then Ken Boyer hit a Grand Slam homer for the National League Cardinals in the 1964 World Series. It'll be a 1-0 delivery. Gentry's gone behind 2-0 now to Beckert, and he's followed by Billy Williams. The Mets have a 1-0 lead down a batter here tonight so far. Pitch. Fired right down the pipe. Beckert was taking it. 2-1. For the year, Becker's hitting .291. He's knocked in 37 runs. 2-1 delivery. Fired right down the pipe. It's 2-2. Getting set again. Checks the runners. There's a swing and a high chopper that's out in front of the plate. Brody has it. You go to first in time. And moves the runner Kessinger to second. For one brief moment, Beckett thought the ball was foul. It was hanging around the batter's box. It was chopped off the plate high out into fair territory. Brody had to wait for the ball to come down. Kessinger was aware of where it was. He was on his way to second. Now Billy Williams is up. He has grounded out second to first, grounded out first base with the pitcher covering, and each time he hit the ball hard to the right side. Third leading hitter in the National League, Billy Williams. He's hitting .325 now for the season. He's had a great year. Gene Mock, the manager of the Montreal Expos, has been booming the Cubs' Billy Williams for MVP honors. He thinks he's the most valuable player in the league. That's in for a called strike. There are a lot of other people who think Johnny Bench of the Cincinnati Reds is. Strike one is the count to Williams. Tommy Davis is swinging the bat on deck. Kessinger leads at second. There's one man out. Curveball that misses. And at the bluff throw by Grody, Kessinger hustles back to the bag at second. It's 1-1. The Mets trying to protect a 1-0 lead here in the top of the sixth inning. The Mets got there, running the bottom of the first. Here's a 1-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. 1-2. He's looking all the way around to the dead one. Gentry sets up, checks the runner at second. 1-2 to Williams. Swung on and popped up foul back at third, drifting toward the stand. Boy, it goes to the wall, but it's out of play. About a half a dozen rows back into the lower field boxes. So the count holds at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Williams hitting that one off to the left side. Out of play. St. Louis Cardinals are not playing tonight. They'll start a series at home against the Pittsburgh Pirates tomorrow night. They're in fourth place, 2.5 games ahead of the Philadelphia Phillies. Swinging a foul ball off and out of play. That one's also back into the lower field boxes. Count holds at 1-2. The Montreal Expos are in sixth place, but they're only a game and a half back of the Phillies, and they're 4 games back of the St. Louis Cardinals. Carl Morton, pitcher for the Montreal Expos, is going to get a lot of support for Rookie of the Year in the National League. 1-2 pitch. And he's hit to the pitch ball. Hit him on the leg. So Williams will be going to first base as Gentry fired that ball inside and low. Williams gets rid of the bat, heads down to first. A hit batsman gives the Cubs runners at first and second and brings up Tommy Davis. Davis has walked and singled to right field. He was picked up by the Chicago Cubs from the Oakland A's for what they hoped would be a stretch run toward the pennant in the Eastern Division of the National League. Davis is hitting .288. Los Angeles. In consecutive seasons, he led the National League in batting. Then he came to the New York Mets. That's low for a ball. Kessinger is the runner at second. Williams is at first. Last year, Tommy Davis was with the Houston Astros at the finish of the season. Gentry sets up. Third ball outside. It's 2-0. Davis is followed by Jim Hickman in the Cub batting order. The Mets have a 1-0 lead, but the Cubs are threatening here in the top of the sixth inning. Wind is ripping the flag out toward left. 2-0 offering to Tommy Davis. Swung hard and hit deep to the left field corner if it stays fair. And it is going, gone. A home run for Tommy Davis. A 3-run homer for Davis. And the Chicago Cubs have taken a 3-1 lead over the Mets. That is number 5 for Davis in the home run department. The Cubs 3, the Mets 1. Jim Hickman is coming up. He has hit into a double play and grounded into a fourth play so far tonight. That is Davis' second home run as a Chicago Cub. There's a pitch in for a called strike. The other 3 were with the Oakland A's. Doug McGraw gets up to throw in the Met bullpen. McGraw is up and throwing. That is high for a ball. It's 1-1. Ball hit by Davis is right down the left field line. More of a line drive than a fly ball. Here's a 1-1 pitch. And it is high and away. 2-1 now to Hickman. So the Cubs, scoring 3 big ones here in the top of the sixth, have gone ahead of the Mets. 2-1 pitch. Swung on. Hit on the ground to third. Charged by Floyd. On the infield grass, he goes to first in foul. 2 away. Joe Pepitone's coming up. He's grounded out to first base and he slides to right. That's high and away for a ball. 1-0. In for a call strike to Pepitone, who doesn't think so. Shoots the call of Ed Vargo, the umpire at the plate. Gentry off at 1-1. Change up, it's fouled off, and it's 1-2. The home run by Davis was only the 3rd hit for the Cubs off Gary Gentry, but the Mets have had only 2 off Ken Holtzman. 1-2 delivery. Check swing. He started it around. Vargo says he didn't swing it. Cody says ask the umpire at third. Umpire at third, who is Ed Tudor, says no, he didn't swing. So it's 2-2. Big change up. It sails high, and it's out full at 3-2. Doug McGraw continues to throw in the bullpen for the Mets. Payoff pitch. Swung on and pops up foul. Brody may have a play, or Clendenin. Clendenin comes down and calls and makes the catch. So the side is retired. 3 runs on 1 hit, a walk, a hit by no errors and none left. In the middle of the sixth inning, the score is the Cubs 3 and the Mets 1. Now the New York Mets are coming up in the bottom of the sixth inning. They are trailing by 2 runs here. Tim Foley is going to bat for Gary Gentry. Tim Foley is swinging bat on deck, and it is Foley batting for Gentry. Gil Hodges goes to his bench with the Mets trailing by 2. Tug McGraw in the bullpen. Tim Foley is an infielder by trade. He's hitting .333. He's been up only 6 times. He's had 2 hits. Kenny Holtzman is on the mound. The left-hander's into the motion. Here's the pitch swung on. Hit up the alley in right center. And it pays high, and it does. In there for a base hit. Foley round first and holds up. Just a little pop out into short right center. That's in there for a base hit. For the New York Mets have the tying run coming to the plate now with Rod Gastry coming up for his second time. He fouled out the first in the 3rd inning. Answer to the baseball quiz. Met coach Yogi Berra hit the first pinch home run in World Series history. Game for the Yankees against the Brooklyn Dodgers on October 2nd, 1947. A chant of Let's Go Mets now as Rod Gastry is up a switch hitter batting right. He has not yet had a hit since being brought up by the Mets from Tidewater, Virginia to finish the International League season. It's his high for a ball. Hickman is holding against the runner at first base. Holtzman set, checks the runner. Here's the pitch, and it's low for a ball. Plate attendance here tonight at Shea Stadium is 21,670. The total attendance is 22,340. The paid again 21,670. Here's a pitch in for a call strike. It's 2-1 to Gastry. Foley leads off the bag at first base. This will be a 2-1 delivery. It's on the way. Swung on, and it is popped up to second. Becker's fair. He makes the catch. So there's one man out. We pause for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
This is New York Mets baseball on WKAJ-FM 102.3 in Saratoga Springs, New York.
This is Lindsey Nelson with Bob Murphy and Ralph Kiner at Shea Stadium in New York, where the Cubs are leading the Mets by a score of 3-1. Mets are batting in the bottom of the 6th inning with one man out and a runner at first, and Wayne Garrett's up. He has walked and he slides to right. Holtzman with the pitch swung on, checked on, and taken high. He started the swing, checked it, and umpire Ed Vargo says it's a ball. 1-0. Leon Jones is on deck. Ken Holtzman checks and deals, swing, and a drive to the right field for a base hit. hit into hard luck. Cleon Jones lining into a double play. 86 innings this year. Doug McGraw has allowed 76 base hits. He had these problems the first half of the year, but has been a very strong relief pitcher down the stretch. Switch hitter Paul Popovich will lead off against Doug McGraw as we go to the 7th inning. Let's continue to hit into hard luck. Cleon Jones lining into a double play. Chicago 3 runs, 3 hits and no errors. New York 1 run, 4 hits, no errors. The Cubs leading on a 3-run homer hit by Tommy Davis. Houston leading San Francisco 3-0 in the 4th inning. The Giants and Dodgers have a similar battle going for second place in the Western Division of the National League. The Giants at the moment lead the Dodgers by 1 game. The Giants have had a very good second half of the year after a very bad first half. Paul Popovich has singled to center and bounced out to Don Clendenin, 1 for 2. One-day game in the major leagues this afternoon. Minnesota blanked Kansas City 1-0. And a towering pop-up is fouled down the first base line. Clendenin on the coaching lines puts it away for the out. One pitch by Doug McGraw. He retires Popovich, and it brings up Randy Hundley. Catcher Randy Hundley has flied to center and drawn a walk. Nobody on in the top half of the 7th. Pitch by Doug McGraw. Inside and low, 1 ball and no strikes. Weather-wise, it has been a very comfortable evening. It has not been too cool. And the 1-0 delivery. Fastball off the outside corner, 2 balls and no strikes. Kenny Holtzman is scheduled up next. Holtzman, at the age of 24, already has had 2 17-game seasons. At its high, he lays off 3-0. Pitch is over for a call strike. It's 3-1. Decker and another right-hander, Big Jim Dunnigan, warming up in the Cub bullpen. And a foul off the end of the bat, up into the crowd. It's 3-2 now on Randy Hundley. Finishing second means at least $1,500 a man. It could mean more. It could be up as high as about $2,400 a man. Full count, 3-2 on Randy Hundley. The payoff pitch by McGraw. Strike 3 call. Good fastball over the inside corner. 2 outs and nobody on, and Ken Holtzman will be hitting. He has been out trying to bunt when he popped up to Clendenin, and he hit a pop fly to Bud Harrelson. You must work on Kenny Holtzman. He has some talent as a hitter, and he has 21 base hits this year. On the inside corner, strike 1. Without research, you get to be accurate. But as a guess, I would say you could count on your 2 hands the number of pitchers in the National League with over 20 hits this year. Swing and a miss. Bob Gibson of the Cardinals certainly has been the best hitting pitcher in the league this season. 2-strike delivery by Tug. And a pop foul down the left field line. It will be out of play into the crowd. Gibson of St. Louis already had some 33 base hits. Two-strike count on Kenny Holtzman. The pitch by McGraw, high and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kessinger. So it's 1-2 on the Cub pitcher, Kenny Holtzman. Cubs leading 3-1. They got 3 on one swing of the bat in the 6th inning when Davis cracked a 3-run homer. Home run by Tommy Davis was a line drive over the auxiliary scoreboard and up into the low section in left field. Just a little bit low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Unless the Mets win tonight, they will be in a position of needing to sweep the remaining 3 games. The 2-2 pitch by McGraw, way inside. He made him wiggle. The count goes full, 3-2. Delivery, swung and missed, strike 3. So McGraw comes on to get the Cubs in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. 7th inning stretch time in the middle of the 7th inning. The Chicago Cubs 3, the New York Mets 1. A night game with the Cubs tomorrow night, an afternoon game on Wednesday. The last game of the season Thursday night at 7:05 p.m. It will be Fan Appreciation Night. By way of showing their appreciation to the most wonderful and loyal fans in the land, the Mets will give everyone who attends the Thursday night game an attractive beverage tray, complete with colorful Met coasters. It will prove mighty useful around the house, I'm sure. I think it's a gift that every Met fan will enjoy having, so plan to be on hand. Fan Appreciation Night, Thursday night when the Mets close out against Chicago. Game time 7:05. Will be up against Kenny Holtzman in the last half of the 7th. Don Clendenin, Ron Swoboda, and Joe Foy will bat in the last half of the 7th. Crowd of better than 22,000 standing now for the 7th inning stretch. Joe Pepitone is now playing first base. And Cleo James has gone to center field for the Chicago Cubs. So Jim Hickman comes out of the lineup. James now playing center field. And Joe Pepitone is playing first base. Clendenin has flied to deep right and bounced out to third, nothing for 2. Mets have not been able to get their hitting attack going of late. Pitch by Kenny Holtzman is swung and missed, strike 1. The pitch on the way, taken up high, 1 ball, 1 strike. That scored their only run in the 1st inning as the result of a triple by Leroy Stanton. Now Holtzman out of his windup. Here's the pitch. Hit off the end of the bat, foul. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 1st inning, Leroy Stanton tripled to deep right off the glove of Billy Williams up against the wall. The relay throw struck Leroy in the back of the head, and he was forced to leave the ball game. Gasper came in. Gasper scored as Cleon Jones hit into a double play following a walk to Wayne Garrett. The 1-2 delivery, swing and a miss, strike 3. For left-hander Ken Holtzman, his 3rd strikeout of the game. Ron Swoboda has doubled down the left field line and flied out to left, 1 for 2. the series 9 games to 5. They won 7 out of 8 at Wrigley Field this year. 1 game was rained out. While Chicago has had the advantage here in New York, winning 4 of 6 plays. And a strike on the outside corner, 3-1. Delivers 3-1. Swing and a miss at a fastball, 3-2. And Holtzman is throwing hard. Houston 3, the Giants nothing, top of the 5th inning. A game important to San Francisco as this one is to New York. Swing and a miss, he struck him out. Holtzman has struck out Clendenon and Swoboda. Fourth strikeout. Joe Foy has been up twice, bounced to short and struck out. Foy hitting .238. The left-hander's pitch on the way. Breaking ball inside, 1 ball and no strikes. Outside corner at the knees, 1-1. The Cubs in front, 3-1. And a swing and a miss and a curveball. Good-looking curveball by Kenny Holtzman. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Holtzman is trying for his 18th win here this evening. Waiting his turn in the on-deck circle. Now the pitch. Fastball, strike 3 call. And in the 7th inning, Kenny Holtzman, who struck out only 2 over the first 6 innings, struck out the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left. At the end of 7, the Chicago Cubs 3, the New York Mets 1. Don Kessinger faces Doug McGraw. Shortstop Don Kessinger has twice flied to center, drawn a walk. Now McGraw getting his sign from Jerry Gritty. That's playing straight away against Don Kessinger. He's batting right-handed. And a grounder back to the mound, stabbed by McGraw as he reaches over his head, throws to Clendenon, 1 down. Happy times for Wayne Garrett of the New York Mets, the Chicago Cubs. Now have one of Wayne's baseball-playing brothers, Adrian Garrett. He's traveling with the ball club. Glenn Beckert is the batter, 0 for 3. Line to first, fly to center, thrown out on a squib. And it's over, but he's strike 1 call. Left-hander Folkers throwing easily in the New York Mets bullpen. Low and outside on a screwball, 1 ball and 1 strike. A 1-1 delivery, a little bit high, he lets it go, 2-1. Billy Williams on deck, then Tommy Davis. Cubs lead 3-1 on a 3-run homer by Tommy Davis. Swing and a miss. It's 2-2. Glenn Beckert is certainly one of the toughest men in baseball to strike out. He's a contact type hitter. Last year, he was the least struck out batter in the National League. Foul back over the screen. Delivery is popped up on the left side of the infield. Arm signal by Bud Harrelson. Between second and third, he takes it easily for the out. And McGraw in relief has retired 5 in a row. Billy Williams has bounced to second, bounced out to first, and his last time up, he was hit by a pitch ball. And it was after he was hit by the pitch. over the auxiliary scoreboard into the seats to bring 3 runs in. High fly ball into center field. Ambling back, Rod Gasper. Now he turns, he's under it, and he makes the catch. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left on. 2 superb innings in relief by Doug McGraw. In the middle of the 8th inning, the Chicago Cubs 3, the New York Mets 1. Gary Gentry and Bud Harrelson will be the first 2 men up. Then Doug McGraw is scheduled. Joe Hodges now has Danny Fristello warming up along with Rich Folkers in the Mets bullpen. Gary Gentry has reached on a fielder's choice, bounced out to short, nothing for 2. Ken Holtzman is getting stronger as the game has progressed. In the last inning, struck out the side. Outside, ball 1. Must have done well against Kenny Holtzman. His lifetime record against New York, 4 wins and 8 losses. Here's the 1-0 delivery. Grodey bluffing at a bunt. The pitch is in for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Cubs are battling for second place in the Eastern Division. The Giants and Dodgers have the same battle going in the Western Division. The 1-1 delivery. Slow bounding ball coming into Don Kessinger. He throws. Just in time. Close play, but Grodey is out. One away and nobody on. Now Harrelson will be the batter. And Kenny Singleton comes up out of the dugout and into the on-deck circle. Singleton will hit for Doug McGraw. Certainly got a tough break. He was starting his first Major League ball game tonight. First time at bat in the first inning as the leadoff batter, he tripled. Outside, ball 1. And as he slid into third, the relay throw on the first hop hit him in the back of the head and forced him out of the ball game. On the outside corner, 1 ball, 1 strike. Leroy is all right and resting comfortably. It was a disappointing night for him, and he was off to such a big start. The 1-1 pitch to Buddy Harrelson is fouled off the end of the bat into the crowd behind the first base dugout. Chicago, 3 runs, 3 hits and no errors. New York, 1 run, 4 hits, no errors. Delivery, fouled again back over the screen. And without looking, you can tell by the crowd reaction that one of the grandstand outfielders came up with a dazzler. Pitching 1-2. Ground ball off the pitcher's glove, grabbed now by Kessinger, and pegged the Pepitone in time for the out. 2 men down. Give the pitcher an assist on it. He deflected the ball slightly. Kenny Singleton bats for Doug McGraw. Ken Singleton hitting at 260. Promising young outfielder from Mount Vernon, New York. Ken, a switch hitter, will be batting right against Kenny Holtzman. His batting average has been considerably higher right-handed. But of course, he bats a great deal more left-handed. You see a lot more right-hand pitching than left. Off the outside corner, it's ball 1. Over the year, it has been a good year against left-handers for the Mets. Against left-handers, they have won 29, lost 19. Eddie Yost, coaching at third, wants to talk to Ken Singleton. The on-deck batter is Rod Gasper. A new pitcher in the game in the 9th inning. Both Folkers and Fristello are warming up. Pitch thrown to Kenny, bounced foul on the ground back toward the visiting dugout. 1 ball, 1 strike. Somebody must have come to the game to keep throwing confetti out of the upper deck. The 1-1 delivery, low and outside, is 2-1. Pitching 2-1. And a fastball to the knees to even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The outfield deep against Ken Singleton, and they figure him as a pull hitter. They swing around the left. Holtzman's 2-2 delivery swung on it. Missed, strike 3. Kenny Holtzman has certainly been strong the last 2 innings. That is his 6th strikeout. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left. At the end of 8 innings at Shea Stadium, the Chicago Cubs 3, the New York Mets 1. Now Danny Frisella throws in his warm-ups, and we get set for the 9th inning. We pause for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
This is your New York Mets baseball station in Saratoga Springs, New York. WKAJ-FM 102.3 on your dial.
Bob Murphy with Lindsey Nelson and Ralph Kainer. 9th inning is Shea, and the Cubs lead 3-1. They lead on a 3-run homer by ex-Met Tommy Davis in the 6th inning. Doug McGraw, in 2 innings of relief, retired 6 in a row. No runs, no hits. He walked 9. He struck out 2. Danny Frisella, like Doug McGraw, worked in 2 of the 3 games over the weekend in Pittsburgh, and again turned in 2 fine relief appearances. Danny Frisella has certainly helped the New York Mets. Danny has won 7, lost only 3. In 49 innings of relief pitching, Danny Frisella has given up only 23 base hits. The old rule of thumb in baseball for a pitcher is that if you give up fewer hits than innings pitched, you're doing a good job. As long as your strikeout ratio runs ahead of the walks you give up. And Danny Frisella is certainly on the plus side in all departments. Tommy Davis leading off for the 9th inning, and the pitch is low, ball 1. Tommy Davis, 2 for 2 and a walk. He has 2 of the 3 hits collected by Chicago in the ballgame. The other was a single in the 3rd inning by Popovich. And a strike on the outside corner, 1-1. If the Cubs win, they would have a 2-game lock on second place with 3 games to go. Mets then would be in a position where they would have to sweep the remaining 3. Danny Frisella over the head. Down comes the pitch. Call strike on the inside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pitching 1 and 2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out with a forked ball. Danny Frisella with his forked ball strikes out Tommy Davis. Now Cleo James, the center fielder, will bat for the first time in the game. The only thing that's going to impress you about a White Owl cigar is how it tastes compares to other cigars. To really appreciate a White Owl cigar, you have to smoke their cigar. Now the forked ball is taken high. 1 ball, no strikes to right-handed batting Cleo James. Ground ball hit hard toward the hole, cut off by Joe Foy. And the peg across the Clinton and 2 down. 2 men away, top of the 9th inning. It brings up Joe Pepito. You always feel a crowd reaction when Pepito comes up to it. Pepito with power. Mets play him around to right. And the pitch is outside, ball 1. led by Priscilla. Swing and a miss on the fastball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Chicago 3 runs, 3 hits. New York 1 run, 4 hits. This is the 9th inning. And a little squibbler, Joe Foy moving to his left. But it throws to first side down. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left. In the middle of the 9th inning, the Chicago Cubs 3, the New York Mets 1. Top of the batting order coming up against Ken Holtzman. Holtzman has retired the last 7 batters to face him. He started the series. That's when things started to turn against him. The Mets had 2 men on in the 6th inning with 1 out. And Leon Jones hit a blistering line drive that was caught by Popovich and turned into a double play. Here's the pitcher. Inside the right side. Best baseball fans in the world are still with him yelling, "Let's go Mets." Here's the pitcher. On the outside corner, 1 ball and 1 strike. Rod Gasper is 0 for 2. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Inside and low, and Rod lays off. It's 2-1. Gasper hit over 300. The Tide got it in the International Open season. Pitching 2-1. And a fastball on the outside corner is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kenny Holtzman trying to snare his 18th pitching drive. It will be the first time he has won 18 games. Twice, including this year, he's won 17. Pitching 2-2. And it's up high, ball 3, 3-2. Wayne Garrett is on deck. Wayne, the only left-hand hitter in the lineup. And he has hit the ball as hard as anybody else in the lineup. With a long drive to right that was caught and a single to right. Pitching 3-2. Strike 3 call. Gasper is called looking. Kenny Holtzman has his 7th strikeout of the game. Interestingly enough about Kenny Holtzman, 5 of the 7 strikeouts have come in the last 3 innings of the game. It's a cool night and the kind of night that a pitcher certainly can stay strong. Wayne Garrett has walked, fly deep to right, single to right field. On the inside corner, call strike 1. Fastball at the letters. Garrett did not like the call. Leon Jones is on deck. And the pitch on the way. Curve a strike on the outside corner. Mr. Holtzman right now has classic control. For the last 3 innings, he has been wearing the hitters on his watch chain. 2-strike delivery. Strike 3 call. The curve on the outside corner. Garrett never got the bat off of his shoulders and goes out on 3 pitches. The 8th strikeout for Kenny Holtzman. Cubs have had only 3 hits, but they lead the game 3-1, and we're in the bottom half of the ninth. Leon Jones has gone 0 for 3 and hit a hit in the 2 double plays. In fairness to Leon, the last time it was pure hard luck. He hit a hard line drive, but right at the third baseman Popovich. And the pitch on the way. A drive into right, a base hit. Tying run now thanks to Bob.
the state and write the travel director at the state capitol for vacation ideas. Places where the environment's still good.
A travel suggestion from the Departments of Interior and Agriculture.
early on in the last of the ninth inning. But Cleon Jones singled to right, and Don Clendenin homered to tie the game. Here's the pitch on the way. Inside and low to Willie Smith. Willie, a ball hitter, both the infield and the outfield, around to right. Next pitch by Priscilla, fastball high, 2 balls and no strikes. Priscilla's side again. The pitch to Willie Smith. A high pop fly in the shallow center field. Rod Gasper reins again. He's under it, draws a beat on it, and makes the catch. Danny Priscilla gets the coverage 1, 2, 3 again. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no left. In the middle of the 10th inning. The Chicago Cubs 3, the New York Mets 3.
Luxurious living. Some people would be happy to live anywhere that's decent and safe. Planning a vacation trip? Some people would like enough money to take a bus trip across town and back, or pay their rent. A lot of us are proud to say we worked hard for what we have, but some of us would welcome the opportunity to work hard. A vital community creates these opportunities. A community of people who want to do more than just talk about their problems. People who organize community action groups, plan neighborhood parks, and start daycare centers, create jobs. And a working community renews itself. More jobs lead to better homes, cleaner streets, self-respect. Some people do what they can to improve their communities, but others always wait for the next guy. Learn what you can do. For the free booklet, Better Communities, write the Department of Housing and Urban Development. That's HUD, Washington, D.C. 20410. Don't wait for the next guy.
Old Sarge, 47-year-old Hoyt Wilhelm is now pitching for Chicago. For Hoyt Wilhelm, his third appearance since being purchased from the Atlanta Braves. Pretty good year for the knuckleballer. He won 6 and lost 4. This will be his 53rd game of the year. At the age of 47, Wilhelm is still a mystery of the National League hitters. Last time out at relief, he was hit hard by the Phillies. The key to success against Wilhelm is not overswing. Usually it's the line drive, non-power type hitter who cause him more trouble. The power hitters who take those big swings usually have a lot of trouble against Wilhelm's knuckleball. Ron Herbel warming up for New York with the bottom of the batting order hitting here in the bottom half of the 10th inning. Jerry Grody is 0 for 3. He's from the fielder's choice, twice grounded out to short. The knuckleball is high, 1 ball and no strike. Randy Hundley handling Wilhelm's knuckleball. The wind-up by Hoyt, and the pitch to Grody. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike. Bud Harrelson is the on-deck batter. Knuckleballer Phil Niekro of the Atlanta Braves considered Bud Harrelson the best knuckleball hitter in the National League. It's 1-1. And the pitch on the way. Knuckleball inside, 2-1. Kenny Holtzman in 9 innings allowed 3 runs, 7 hits. Issued only 1 walk and struck out 8. 6 of the 8 strikeouts came in the last 3 innings of the game. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Just when Holtzman appeared to be at his very best in the game, the Mets suddenly struck the bat. He had retired 9 in a row when Cleon Jones singled with 2 outs in the 9th inning. Pitching 2-2. Foul tip, no play, and the count stays the same. The pitchers of record at the moment are Hoyt Wilhelm Harrelson is the batter. Now the Cubs will play Scalo in the outfield. Harrelson is not usually a long ball threat. They want to be in position to try and throw Weiss out of the plate on a base hit. Now first base is open. Let's see how the Cubs are going to play it. It looks like they will pitch to Nelson. Wilhelm up in the sub position. Twirls, but no throw is made. Al Weiss running for Jerry Grody. Grody hit a hard grounder right over the bag at third and on down the line for a double. Here's the pitch. And he bunched the ball out in front of the plate. Good front by Harrelson. The throw to first is in time. The winning run is 90 feet away. Danny Frisella is being called back. But Harrelson sacrifices, moving Weiss to third. Art Shamsky will try and win it. Is the pinch hitter. Now let's see how Leo plays it. Will he walk the next two and load the bases to get to Wayne Garrett? Or will he bring his infield in and take his chances with Shamsky? Randy Hundley looking toward the dugout to see how manager DeRocher wants to play things. The pinch hitter is Art Shamsky. And Dave Marshall has come out on deck to bat for Rod Gasper. With one man out. A long outfield fly would do it. And so the outfield has been set up shallow. Close enough to have a chance to throw Weiss out of the plate. Here's the stretch. And the pitch. And a ground ball back to the mound. The runner will have to hold. Throw to first, two down. Now they need a base hit. Well, Shamsky retired on one pitch, and it's up to Dave Marshall. Marshall will bat for Rod Gasper. Dave hitting .253 with 6 home runs. Guess they're not thinking home run at this point. Just a nice little single would be fine, thank you. Al Weiss on third, 2 men away. Cubs drop the infield back now. Pitching in relief. Grody led off with a double. And Harrelson bunted him over, but Art Shamsky bounced one right back to the pitcher. Now the stretch by Wilhelm. And the pitch. Knuckleball outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Ron Herbel has been warming up in the bullpen. He'll be coming in if we go to the 11th inning. Sarge checks the runner at third. Here's the pitch on the way. Bounce foul, no play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mets have not done well in the extra inning ball games this year. They've won 8, lost 11. It's 1-1 on the pinch batter, Dave Marshall. Here, the full hitter, they play him deep, and they swing around to right for it. At third, Popovich is playing even with the bag, but wide of the line. Second baseman Becker is back on the rim of the outfield grass. The 1-1 delivery, way inside. It's 2-1. Anytime you have a knuckleball pitcher on the mound, in this type of situation, there's always the possibility of a pass ball or a wild pitch. So Weiss, the runner on third, will be alert to see. The 2-1 delivery in the dirt, ball 3. It's 3-1 on Dave Marshall. Wayne Garrett is the on-deck batter. Now Marshall digs in. You don't have to worry about being hurt with Wilhelm pitching. If he hits you, he's not going to water your delivery. Outside, ball 4. It's up to Wayne Garrett. So Marshall reaches on a walk, putting runners on first and third. A quick pause for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
This is WIBR FM 104.9 UFM dial, down south.
This is WKAJ FM 102.3 on your dial, serving you from Saratoga Springs, New York.
Nelson and Ralph Sanger. Last of the 10th inning, the game tied 3-3. Runners on first and third. Weiss, the winning runners on third, 2 down, and Garrett is the batter. Now the pitch. Knuckleball high, 1 ball and no strikes. Mets in need of a base hit. First baseman Joe Pepitone calls time. He wants to say something to Rojo. Getting as much lead as he can in case one of those knuckleballs gets loose. Now the stretch. And the pitch on the way. Way outside, ball 2. Leon Jones is the on-deck batter. Wilhelm really hurts himself by lack of control. Even though he throws that butterfly pitch, he usually gets it over. Down is 2-0. Here's the pitch on the way. In for a strike, and Garrett was taken. Now it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Al Weiss, the winning run, is on third, 2 down. Now Wilhelm comes into the set position. Here's the pitch.